Good morning. I'm Carlo Borghini. I'm the Executive Director of Europe's Rail, and I would like to welcome you to this Info Day for the call 2022 of Europe's Rail. As you can hear with the beeps, many people are still joining, so I would propose to wait for a couple of minutes while all the people are connecting. But in the same time, please stay connected. In order to ensure that you are well aware, you will see that the session and the recording has started. If you don't want to be recorded, you can decide, first of all, not to put on your camera, and second, in case also not to join the event. The privacy policy is available at the link, so I'll let you check it directly. So as I said, we wait a couple of minutes with the colleagues, and as soon as we are all ready, we can start the time that we have all the participants present. Okay, seems that we don't have so many people joining at the moment. So maybe I can start with my short introduction. Europe's Rail will go, as published, the new call 2022 is a call that has the objective to complement the first call that was launched on the 1st of March. You will go through the detail with the colleagues of Europe's Rail, who will provide the explanation in relation to the content of the topics and all the services and aspects in relation to the administration and finance of the call. Before providing some additional information from my side, I would like to invite the two keynote speakers from the European Commission to take the floor. First of all, Mr. Kier Fitch from DG Move of the European Commission. Kier, are you connected?
I am, yes.
Very
Can you
good.
hear me and see me? You can see me now, yeah.
Yes.
Excellent.
Go ahead.
Great. Well, welcome everybody to today's Information Day. This is, of course, your key opportunity to understand what is in the new calls and to ask all the questions you need so that you can prepare, or I hope, given the deadline, that you're already preparing, but that you can finalize your proposals. I mean, clearly this part of the call is very important to the wider research community. Europe's Rail, as you all know, brings together both the core manufacturers and many of the rail system operators across Europe. And that is very important because rail is a very complex environment, and without the close collaboration of all the stakeholders in the system, past experience has shown that it is extremely difficult to actually ensure that research outcomes have a rapid and meaningful impact on the railway system. So we certainly make no apologies for including all of the rail-related, or certainly all of the rail-focused research done under Horizon within the work of the JU. But it is equally important that the JU is seen as the property of all players in the rail research space, not simply of the members of the JU. And that is where this call in particular is very important, because this call, as you are aware, is targeted in particular guided transport research, and then also at the fundamental research areas. Of course, the big projects in the JU are those that work on close to market research, but we do need to ensure that there is a good coverage still of much more basic research, much more exploratory research that's ongoing, much more commonly done at the level of universities and research centres. So that's really what this call is all about, ensuring that we have the collaboration of the broad sector in the JU, but also your work done on developing new ideas or exploring emerging topics in rail. So we very much hope that you will be able to join in and play an active part in these proposals. Similarly, the work on guided transport is looking at things perhaps slightly beyond the normal purview of rail. But as we look to both further decarbonise our economy, but also to provide alternatives to aviation, alternatives though which actually meet the aspirations of citizens to travel and our need to ensure efficient and rapid transport of goods, it is very important that we look at new means of transport, and particularly in this case, guided transport, which we run as part of the Rail JU because of the obvious similarities between traditional rail transport and other forms of guided transport. So that is why that is also part of this area of the call. Of course, we're looking at specific areas, in particular how to make first and last mile work and integrate guided transport systems within the broader transport mix, because of course it's important that these things are not seen as completely apart from what exists, but integrate efficiently into the existing transport mix. The advantage that you will have also in working with the JU is that, of course, although each project works on its own, it will be part of this much broader infrastructural community, and we hope also that through taking part in the work of the JU, you will take part in some of the cross-cutting work of the JU, certainly join in with the various conferences and dissemination activities of the JU, which will again give you the opportunity to build connections with and benefit from that wider rail community. So as I say, it's a great opportunity that we're offering you today. Now is your chance to understand the details of what we're expecting so that you can finalise your proposals and give our experts, we hope, a good challenge in selecting the best of them when we come to that stage of the work in a couple of months' time. So with that, I will stop, Carlo, and pass the floor back to you, or maybe straight on to Philippe.
Thank you, Keir. Yes, we can invite Philippe Frassard from DGRTD, the head of unit in DGRTD, always from the European Commission, to deliver his keynote speech in a few minutes. Please, Philippe, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Carlo, and thank you, Keir. I think I will be able to be brief because to a large extent, Keir has summarized very well what we expect from this call and what we expect from Europe's rail, which shows incidentally that from both DG Move and DGRTD, we are fully aligned when it comes to the objective and the implementation of Europe's rail as a partnership. So I think, I'd like to give maybe the perspective of the Research Innovation DG there, and for us, we are very happy to see this call that will be presented to you this morning, because I don't need to recall to you that the objectives that we have set ourselves in the Union for the next decades are very challenging when it comes to transport in particular. We have to remove towards modes of transport that are clean, that are inclusive, and that applies indeed to the sector of rail. And so as a consequence, I think this call that will be presented to you today fulfill really the need for investing in research innovation, more probably on exploratory research innovation that normally we are used to do in the kind of partnerships that we deal with. And this is really an opportunity for the research communities, for the SMEs, for the academic world, for the research performing organizations to get involved in the research activities that are required for pushing the boundaries of the rail sectors even further. And when I look at the description of the call, I see that it's about technology, certainly, but it's not only about technology. And that is something which I think is very important. It's about also processes, services, skills, were very important. And this is an opportunity really for new actors to come on board, to join in the community of the rail sector and contribute to these research innovation actions that are really essential if we want to find the solutions that will be deployed in the next decades and that will help us fulfill our objectives for the Green Deal in particular. So I think this is an opportunity, this call for new actors to come in it is a call for new actors to come in. I think this is one of the novelty of Horizon Europe for the partnerships, the fact that institutional partnerships like Europe's Rail are actually open to everyone and not only the members of Europe's Rail. And this call in particular is really should be welcoming newcomers, new institutions. Also, I think this is an opportunity for you when looking at the scope of these activities that are described in the call and the different topics, to look at synergies with other activities. And for instance, when we look at railway stations, for instance, we need also to integrate that in the context of what we do in urban development and what we do, for instance, in the context of the city's mission, where we want to deploy clean solutions for transport, public transport. And I think the link there also with other initiatives that we have in Europe is important and very much welcome when you will be preparing your proposals. I think that's all I want to say from my side. You know that you measure the success of an info day by the number of questions that you put. It's a virtual info day, so you will have to use the chat probably, but don't be shy, ask questions. If you have any doubts, any queries, you should ask them, and I'm sure that Carlo and his teams will be happy to answer these questions. So that's all from my side. Thank you very much for your attention. Over to you, back to you, Carlo.
Thank you very much, Philippe. I think you have perfectly complemented Kier intervention. So also making my life much easier because you have already provided a full framework into which we have designed this second call. It's really an opportunity to complement the program. It's a call that will be followed up by another call next year and on a yearly basis, as well as by second wave of more, let's say, and when second and third wave or more program integrated call for the rest of the program. As also Kier said before, is not only the participation in relation to the research innovation activities, also the full integration in the program that is published and described in the multi-annual work program of the DJU in relation to the system pillar, for example, but also in the future relation of the deployment group. The call covered 10 different topics. And these topics span from a new concept of mobility to the migration plan for the DAC, touching the research community at the essence with the funding of PhDs, assessing value chain. So it's covering really a broad spectrum of activities that are really designed, to attract entities and people from different type of sector, not only rail, and ensure that we together transform the rail system to create performance, but also explore new ideas, challenge the system, being capable to really introduce innovation and having breakthrough that will accelerate the services we deliver to the passenger and to the transport community in general, freight, one of the key elements in this respect. So I will stop here. Once again, I would like to thank you for the interest in Europe's Rail. I will give now the floor to Giorgio Travaini, that is the head of the program in the Europe's Rail joint undertaking, who will take over the chair of the meeting and will be the master of ceremony of this morning, and will bring you through all the program with the introduction about more detailed introduction about the program and more detailed introduction about the topics and financial administration part later on. And at the end of the morning will be at the last, let's say, last 1 hour will be more a matchmaking event that will be done in collaboration also with the colleagues of the national control points. So Giorgio, back to you. Thank you very much.